Avril, is there anything that you want to talk about in regards to race that you want to get off your chest? You have the floor, so like we don't often get the chance to have an open seminar just about issues of race. Like this is kind of a new development that's occurring with the advent of, like we said, BLM and all these movements of people becoming more open-minded and interesting and being educated about it. So,
Mm-hmm.
is there something you've been holding back? Because now is the time to unleash.
Oh my God, holding back. I mean, I feel like we definitely talked about the objectification thing, which I think is a definitely an issue that I still try to navigate. Um, I think I think one thing here that I really like about Germany, which I feel kind of definitely makes it a better place for a person of color, is the equality, especially when it comes to stability, when it comes to like funding or the social system. Everyone has access to healthcare. Everyone has access to good education. The primal needs people have access to no matter what. And I feel that just having that alone just is a equalizer between all the races. And the one thing that's really bad in America is the disparity between whites and blacks, which is also systematic. And I feel like if America had more of a social system, along with education, along with integration and learning about different cultures, um, it would improve race relations.
Yeah, so, this is exactly why a lot of people believe, this is why we talk about this issue in the United States in terms of white supremacy, right? A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people don't like that terminology because they find it to be too vague and far reaching and, a little nebulous. There's not a lot to hold on to. But the part of the reason why we talk about it this way is because it really is baked into every single system,
Mm-hmm.
especially within the economy.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing it reflected in huge income inequality that hasn't been addressed in decades in the
Mm-hmm.
United States and is, reaching a fever pitch right now with billionaires getting richer and richer and everyone getting poorer and poorer, basically, and not keeping up with inflation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's happening. And I agree, it does make it seem like a contrived situation, right? Because our government is not working to fix that. I don't know how many people in the chat right now, follow United States politics, but our government is in a battle right now, and has been for some time, to build the social safety network that Avril is discussing right here, and it has not been even remotely successful in the least. And every time any success is gained, we take two steps back. So there is definitely some kind of very powerful force within politics and beyond, that is making sure that these economic divisions remain in place. And I do think and agree that it heightens racial tensions and it keeps people divided. And we just saw 4 years of a president who's obviously part of his intention was to do exactly that as well. What about politics in Germany? Like, do you see any kind of racial issue reflected in the criminal justice system, for instance, in Germany or within the laws?
Um, hmm. With the criminal justice system, it would be very difficult for me to say. But when it comes to the politics, as in the different parties, for sure, we have the AfD here, which is very right wing and could be associated to Republicans or the Trump administration, who are very immigration, um, anything to do with left wing, they're against. Um, most of that is in East Germany, and with the history between East and West Germany, with the East being occupied by the Soviet Union and the West by the Allies. There's just a different divide economically and also politically there. From when it comes to the criminal justice, from what I've seen, I have seen, especially when it comes to race, that Germany actually Berlin just passed a law this past summer, which was about like hate crimes, um, making that there wasn't a hate crime statute in Berlin regulations, and they added that. And soon, hopefully, I'm not sure. I think some of the other regions in Germany have also added that. I would need to follow back up on that. But now they're actually doing a census to see the different diverse groups within Germany, because one of the issues that the people of color in Germany were facing is that, okay, we're seeing some racism here, but people from right wing or people who were just like, okay, where's the racism? Do we have that a large amount of Black people or this kind of group or this kind of group? There were no numbers on that. And now they're finally gathering the numbers in order to be like, okay, these are the groups of people. This is what they're experiencing. And they're learning a lot from what's happening in the US and trying to see how they can improve their systems so that doesn't happen here to a worse degree.
Well, that's awesome to hear that they're taking active measures, right? I mean, here it's like you gotta you gotta dance a whole jig just to get someone to make some basic movements on racial justice here, and there's the constant parallel backlash against anyone doing anti-racism. For instance, we do video reviews on here live on the channel as well. We've been watching some Black conservatives come on and basically malign anti-racist leaders and claim that we should all be wary of anti-racism. In fact, we should be anti-racism in a certain respect. And this is some media that's being put out regularly, and more people are listening in. And it appeals to a certain audience. I would say a largely Caucasian audience. So we need to be wary that these things are happening as well, and this is an ongoing struggle. Thanks for watching. For access to the full-length conversation and all of the 2-hour-long unedited conversations that I've had on race, click the support link in the description below. Thanks for your support, and see you next time.